Hello, good morning. Happy Friday. I guess it could be afternoon depending on where you're at in the world. But for me in Atlanta, Georgia, it is Friday morning, last day of ParDreamin. We're so excited to kick off the last day with our demo jam. So, welcome to today's demo jam. If you're new here and you're wondering what a demo jam is, it's where companies get 3 minutes to share their amazing products with you. And at the end, you get to help us vote on one winner. If you have any questions for the demo jammers that you see the companies on our call today, paste it in chat or stop by their booth in the Excel events. And I've got a colleague on here to help me today, thankfully. I'd like to introduce you guys to Mike Cruiser. Cruiser, take it away. Tell us why Sercante is hosting this demo jam today.
Yeah, I think today might be the first ParDot focused demo jam. I'm just a tad bit excited to be able to explore how extensible ParDot really is. Integrations, ParDot API, those are what get me out of bed in the morning and keep me writing code late at night. Even this week, I've been working on some cool projects. But these aren't the only way that ParDot is extensible. We can have lots of capabilities that better suit our organization's needs. From redefining something as integral as the ParDot form experience or bypassing forms entirely to redefining the handoff process to the sales team. ParDot's extensibility will really be demonstrated today. It is, after all, a demo jam. I've been lucky enough to use or work with all the tools that we're about to see today, and this is going to be a good show.
Awesome. Thanks, Cruiser. Guys, make sure to participate in chat. We are giving away picking folks at random to win dragons today, too. You'll see you've got Cruiser who's sharing a dragon with us on his screen. He already has too many, so you're disqualified from winning a dragon, Cruiser. Keep an eye on his screen, too, if you guys can see it. He's got a timer going. As I said, one of the main rules of a demo jam is these guys have 3 minutes to showcase their products with you. And we are going to cut them off at the 3-minute mark. We've got like mute button. We've got the ability to take away their screen share. So without further ado, I am going to intro the very first company with you. Guys, meet Form Assembly. Form Assembly knows that marketing professionals rely heavily on data in order to do their jobs effectively. And in order to get the maximum benefit from that data, they need a data collection platform that is customizable, flexible, and powerful enough to keep you guys moving. Without further ado, they help organizations streamline processes, and they're going to show you how to drive business results starting right now.
By using Form Assembly and ParDot together, you can easily build customized forms, collect data, and funnel your data into ParDot. You'll also be able to customize your form layout and design, process secure payments, embed forms and web pages, accept file uploads, and more. Today, we want to show you just how easy it truly is by demonstrating how you can set up a lead generation form with a connection to ParDot, allowing automated delivery of marketing notifications, along with accurate, timely scoring and data processing. Step 1 is to create your form with the data fields that you'd like to collect. In this case, we'll gather first name, last name, and email address. You can easily add all this information with one click by using our predefined content library. Additionally, the form builder is drag and drop and offers multiple field options such as text input, radio buttons, pick lists, and more. Next, specify where your prospect information will be sent in ParDot. To do this, you'll create a new form handler in ParDot. You will want to create a descriptive name, choose a folder, and identify the campaign. All other settings will be left as default. Next, you will set up the completion actions to be automated in ParDot upon form submission. To do that, you will scroll down to completion actions and adjust score by your desired amount. The scoring can allow other automations to fire, such as qualifying prospects, assigning them to sales users, and more. Lastly, choose the completion action of notify user. Now you'll fill in the form field section. Add each field included in your form along with a short external field name. After you've finished this step, save the form handler and make note of the endpoint URL. You'll need this to set up your HTTPS connector so you can send prospect data directly into ParDot. Now we'll head back into the form builder to set up our connectors. Once we've added our connector, click Configure to edit the settings. Grab your ParDot endpoint URL from the previous step and paste it into the remote script URL field. Now simply map your form fields to match the external field names you set up in your ParDot form handler. Our connectors are configured and the form is ready to collect leads. Let's see it in action. Andrea wants to register to get in touch with us, and we want to ensure that her information is captured, scored, and that the notification is sent to our marketing or sales user. She will fill out the contact form and submit. Once submitted, we can view our prospects in ParDot and see that Andrea's score was updated and her activity shows that she filled out our contact form along with any other recent form activity. Lastly, you can see she was notified of the scoring update on her prospect, and she can share or reassign to the sales team for further action. Form assembly in ParDot can work in tandem for many other use cases, such as prospect registrations into GoToWebinar or other webinar integrations, add to a Salesforce campaign, and more. You can learn more in our Form Assembly plus ParDot ebook.
That was amazing. 10 seconds left to go. That's utterly amazing. All right, let me mute this timer. Dismiss. All right. So next, risking the chat comments of a home field advantage, our next demo will be from Sercante, where we make marketing and sales teams wildly successful on the Salesforce platform. We're a group of passionate consultants with client-side experience, and we fix some of the paper cuts of the marketing and sales experience to really drive home the extensibility of the ParDot and demoing not one, not two, not even three, but 4 different offerings from Sercante's lab is our very own Adam Erstell. He is the solution engineer and product development lead at Sercante, which means he can pull rank on the coolest projects on me. And just kind of, but his LinkedIn headline says it so succinctly: building cool apps to improve the lives of ParDot and Salesforce professionals. Here's Adam.
All right, thanks, Cruiser. So on the Sercante Labs page is where we show some of these apps that we're hoping help make your lives a little bit easier. The first thing we're going to go through today is needing to send an email to a large list of countries and getting approval for that email. The first tool that's going to help us with that is Cruise Your Data. With the Cruise Your Data app, you can take your big list of countries from your spreadsheet, paste it in here, and you can split it up so that it is easy to copy and paste into your ParDot dynamic list. So here I've already pasted in all the values. I can run this dynamic list. Once it runs, hopefully you have a large list of prospects that match. Now on the email side, I have this pretty nice email. And what I need to do is I need to get approval to send this email internally. So our second app here is what can help out: email to PDF. With this service, you can use it as a test list. You can send off the email, and when it arrives, you'll get a PDF in your email. Now, the PDF itself, you can forward it a whole bunch of times without fear of it being damaged. After the email goes out, we get a whole bunch of business. Now what we need to do is we need to demonstrate how our campaigns might have influenced those opportunities. So our third offering is the Campaign Influence Starter Pack. This is a series of reports and dashboards that give you a starting point into building your reporting journey. So in this series here, I see that I don't have a really large opportunity that I know closed earlier today. So I'm going to take a look at the contact that I know closed this deal. I see the campaign member record, right? So I see the marketing touch point, but I don't see an opportunity. Let's take a look at the opportunity. I see it's a large one. I don't have contact roles. Contact roles are key in having campaign influence reporting work. So enter in our fourth app, automated opportunity contact roles. This is a very lightweight app that you can set up to automatically create opportunity contact roles on your opportunities when it reaches certain stages and different criteria. Once the app is set up and configured, we can go to the opportunity. We can mark it as closed won here. As soon as it's marked closed won, the contact role is automatically created. Coming back to our dashboard, I'm going to refresh it. And now we see all of the influence pipeline that we're expecting to see. So that's 4 apps. Hopefully one of them might be able to make your life a little bit easier. Check out our labs page to learn more.
Guys, he did it with 2 seconds to spare, demoed 4 apps in 2 seconds. We gave him so much crap internally that he was going to do this 4 tools to show you, and he got it done. That was amazing. Thank you so much for that. Next up, we have lean data. Before I get into my intro, we did pick a random dragon winner, Kathleen Waterworth. So everybody stay tuned, keep checking in for your random dragon winners to be selected. You're our first one for the day. All right, let's get back to our next one, lean data. As go-to-market strategies become increasingly complex, lead to account matching and routing has emerged as one of the most critical technologies for powering today's revenue engines. Lean data's matching and routing solutions facilitate the connector between sales and marketing by accurately tying buyers that are interested in purchasing with the right seller based on the go-to-market motion. Take it away, lean data.
Awesome. Thank you. And as many of my colleagues just outlined, so much hard work goes into generating prospect engagement. There is a number of marketing strategies that people employ to get folks like Joe Langston into the system, ready to buy, ready to engage with the sales team. If we're lucky, they might even express hot inbound interest, like coming in on a demo request and saying, hey, I want to speak to sales. But traditionally, those folks go into the black box of the CRM and Salesforce and don't necessarily get followed up on with the most contextual way possible. So that's where Lean Data enters into the fold. Lean Data is a Salesforce native routing platform powered by matching to get buyers to sellers in a very easy to manage, scalable way. So when inbound leads come into the fold, like those incoming demo requests, or when the ParDot mechanisms you've set up suddenly pass an incoming prospect across a scoring threshold or the MQL, we'll use advanced solutions like fuzzy matching. Let's connect Joe Langston from Hewlett-Packard to the Hewlett-Packard account and utilize that account information, that company information, to find the best seller or customer success manager to follow up with Joe. When we find that match, I can now use account level data in my organization to figure out who the best person is that I want to route to. So maybe I'm dealing with something like account type. Once I find out what that account type is, I'll know if it's a customer or a prospect. For those incoming folks from customer accounts, I'll go ahead and route to the CSM because I don't want my inbound SDR team calling up into Joe and pretending like we don't have a relationship. Not a good buyer experience, and certainly not something that my CSM would want to happen as well. So I'll go ahead and route to the CSM and automatically convert the lead to a contact there as well, enforcing that ABM style motion. For those prospects, I'll go ahead and route to my target account owners. AEs have a very structured process, a very structured methodology. So let me go ahead and not rub them the wrong way. So the AE has the relationship with Hewlett-Packard, and I'll go ahead and place that incoming person into an outreach sequence as well, saving the AE time and making them more productive. If there's no match, great. I want to enforce that speed to lead, make sure someone follows up with Joe as fast as possible. So I'll go ahead and find the best rep with round robin, working hours, waiting, balancing between different folks as well. And I'll go ahead and send them a Slack notification. Hey, someone's come in, time to go, and hit the start button, very similar to the demo jam here today. So because time is so important to all of us, I'll go ahead and incorporate an inbound SLA as well. Make sure that speed to lead is enforced and make sure my sellers are calling into these folks as quickly as possible. If that SLA is missed, I can track that, report that to sales management, tap them slightly on the wrist and say, hey, we need to try and follow up a little bit faster because folks want to talk to us. And to make sure that all of this is operating correctly, Lean Data offers a number of capabilities for admins, such as routing insights. So the black box is no longer dark in the system. So we can exactly see where everything is going, surface any failures, and make sure that all of your records are being followed up with. Thank you very much.
1 second over. 1 second over. Oh, man. Almost need to disqualify you, but we'll let it slide. We'll let it slide. Next up, it's taking the idea of extensibility and working it to the nth degree. Workato, where they automate the work out of everything. Even as a programmer, I love working with tools where I don't actually have to write code to connect two pieces of technology. I can build processes faster. I can actually take a vacation because my team doesn't know how to write code and add capability when the business processes adapt. So having that ability of having not a code geek be able to, make changes on our ever-changing business landscape. Yeah, good stuff. Giving today's demo is David Kreider, demoing Speed to Lead, and he's a solution architect at Workato, and his LinkedIn headline is integrate anything, automate everything. But what I really like is his about statement. He creates jobs for robots. David?
Thanks, Mike. Yep, been creating jobs for robots for the last 10 years or so. Been trying to automate my job. You know, that's kind of been my goal, just automate my job completely, but the work keeps coming. So what we're going to show today is speed to lead. Seems to be the topic of the day. So what we'd be doing here, every recipe has a trigger, right? Which in this case, maybe we're listening for people who have recently MQL'd in ParDot, right? If they've been updated, if the prospect has been updated to a status of MQL in ParDot or been added to an MQL list in ParDot, that could trigger that person to run through this recipe. And from there, we could do some routing, lead to account matching, fuzzy matching, things like that to make sure we find the proper rep to assign it to. And then in this case, the flow is also going to check to see, does this record exist in Salesforce yet as a contact, or if not, maybe as a lead, make sure we get the owner set properly in there, or create a new lead if it hasn't been in there yet. But the really cool part, what actually enables the speed to lead is kind of the finishing here, where the way we're going to alert the SDR about the lead is actually through a Slack notification, right? And so this is how our SDRs receive their alerts, is they'll receive an alert in Slack from a little Slack bot that's built on Workato, and it says, hey, here's a new lead for you. Do you want to accept it? It's got links to that particular record in, you know, Outreach or SalesLoft or Drift or whatever different tools you're using. Of course, if there have been, if there's been some comments submitted as part of the contact us form or what have you, we can pull all that data in. If you're using enrichment vendors along the way, like maybe you use Clearbit or ZoomInfo or what have you, we want to be able to provide all that information in the alert and have the SDR be able to view that. Maybe we could flag it as, like, if it's a target account in Salesforce, we can highlight that. And then this is what really enables the speed to lead, is the Slack alerts. Actually, the SDRs can take action on the lead without leaving Slack, right? So like if they click this accept button, that would maybe go update the status in Salesforce to sales accepted, or they can say, oh, this is a low fit lead. And then Workato will ask them, okay, well, do you want me to add it to a low fit outreach sequence for you? So this is one of many automations you can build in Workato. I literally have built a Pokemon connector, so you can query the Pokedex and add Pokemon to your database if you want, but that's all we got time for today.
Right at the 3-minute mark. Like, I was watching it, I had my finger on the mute button and you cut it off like perfectly. Like, I was like, he must have really been watching both screens, because that was really impressive, David. Oh, that's awesome. You guys see that dragon in my colleague Cruiser's video there? We have just picked another winner because Lisa Poole asked a question in our Q&A, and Lisa, that deserves a dragon. So congrats on being the next dragon winner. Guys, just a reminder here before we get set up with our next demo jammer, you guys are voting at the end. So if you've seen anybody that you really love and deserves your vote, there can only be one winner. So take note as we go through our last two here, maybe like write it down on a notepad or something if you've got your favorite so far. If you don't have a favorite so far, we've got two more coming up. First up is Qualified. Qualified lets you know when a decision maker is on your site, which is amazing. I mean, like, this technology is insane. It's a conversational marketing platform that helps you meet your VIPs in real time using things like chat and chat bots, voice calls, screen sharing. It's just amazing to know when you've got a decision maker on your site in real time. And with that being said, Qualified, take it away.
Thank you, Celine. Hey, this is the real Speed to Lead. David, I just trademarked this. Let's talk about the situation. Everybody loves a fight. WebEx has got their sights set on Zoom for Operation Zoom Swap. They've collected 1,200 diamond accounts. These are companies over $6 billion in revenue. One of them, Stanford University. Steve Gallagher, the CIO, he's the decision maker. We're going to launch the transition to telehealth ABM campaign, the tactics, ParDot email campaigns. Of course, we're going to buy LinkedIn's graph. We're going to do some retargeting because why not? It's cheap. We're going to do some ABM targeted ads. We're going to spiff our sales team on outbounding like champions. We're going to do some ABM gifting, and we're going to run some Google ads. Now, in the next 2.5 minutes, I'm going to show you Speed to Lead. And when I'm done, don't forget, vote for qualified, the real Speed to Lead, trademarked. Okay, back to the situation room. Here we are in the situation room. And in the situation room, what we can see here is our campaigns are working. We can see all of our visitors coming to our site in real time.
Steve Gallagher from Stanford University is on the WebEx for Healthcare page.
And lo and behold, here's our man, Steve Gallagher. Now, the cool thing about it is all of these customers and prospects, we can see everything about them in real time. This green ones means they're qualified. Steve Gallagher, here's our man. He got routed. Maybe we're using something cool like lean data. And inside of qualified, what you can see is complete customer 360. You can understand who Steve is, what your relationship with Steve is. You can see what kind of account Stanford is, who the account team is. Of course, we can send Slack notifications and alert the team, but that's all right. We're going to start selling to Steve. So from right here, while Steve's on the site, I'm going to actually launch a message to Steve, and I'm going to say, hey, Steve, glad to see you here. I'm going to start selling to you on the website. I'm not going to wait for routing. I'm not going to wait for notifications. We're going to start having a conversation right on the website. Steve, of course, has questions. He's going to ask me, hey, I have pricing questions and packaging and GDPR and all kinds of the things we talk about in a sales call. We're going to say, hey, great, let's hop on a call. I'm going to call him on the phone right now. We're going to connect over the phone. We're going to have a conversation. Once we're done, we're going to set this meeting with one of my AEs, and then we're gonna go ahead and set it up, and then we're gonna set this to working contacted, and we're all set. This is all in Salesforce. The meeting has been booked. We've got a demo on the calendar. We went from first time website visit to stage 2 opportunity. Even cooler, we can see exactly what Steve is doing. So if Steve is looking at the Mercy Health case study, we can even actually launch in the Mercy case study and say, hey, Steve, by the way, if you don't want to have that, read it on the website. Here it is. Take some notes. Again, sync it all into Salesforce. What's even more beautiful is we can actually see everything that's working in Salesforce. The number of targeted engaged accounts. We can see how these campaigns and tactics are working, and we can roll it all up into an executive dashboard so we can see how
we're at time. Ah, so close. All right, let's get that camera switched back. So close. All right, while you unshare yourself, unshare your screen, please. Yes, all right. And so next up, the hat decided that the letter A is at the end of the alphabet today. There's extending ParDot, and then there's transcending the entire Salesforce ecosystem while still being built on platform. Video for marketing, sales enablement, sales, onboarding, training, support at every touch point a person may have with your organization. It's all part of the Opinium River. I've actually got drawn on my whiteboard here the Opinium River. It's been here for a couple of days now. I'm trying to get my head wrapped around everything that this can do for an organization. I've got, as you can see, floor to ceiling whiteboards, all 4 walls, right? It's not enough. Native video on Salesforce to drive the ParDot marketing journey. Presenting today is Stephen Jacobson, CEO of Opinium and video entrepreneur. Stephen, can you share your screen, please?
I'm not sharing my screen, Mike. We're gonna have a little fun here. So I'm Steve. So Sean actually was working on that qualified deal. What if I sent Steve some content? What if I could send Steve to a landing page? What if ParDot actually picked up that information and sent a video or a PDF or to a landing page? Let's track that. Let's actually drive that top of the funnel. Opinium is 100% native on Salesforce. You guys are actually using video. You're using content today. Why would you not do that on Salesforce? Why would you not want to impact ParDot, be able to have that data to drive that journey? That starts the top of the river. The next part of that river is opinion for sales enablement. We want to actually help you become heroic in your organization because those leads, that information you're gathering, all that data should flow right into the sales enablement solution to be able to drive that experience. That is opinion. We're not here to actually, I could put a video on the screen and show you guys a video, but you've all seen that. Why don't you want that data in Salesforce? If we could do that on platform, on Salesforce, and drive that conversation in a deeper, more insightful way and use all these awesome applications we have about data, that's opinion, and that's what we're doing. We're taking the world and saying this needs to be one river from the time you market, to the time you sell, to the time you engage, to the time you learn, should all be driven by one set of data to drive that information so you can become more insightful and drive your marketing journeys. How do we do that? It's very simple. We do what these guys do right here. This is a replacement. We do what they do, but we do it better. We have better data within Salesforce. We're 100% native, and you can now create the top of the river and not have that data be stuck out with Google and whiskey with different brands. Have that in your Salesforce work to drive your ParDot score, but also to drive campaigns in real time, create those campaigns, which then will enable a sales enablement. So guys, I want you to be like Mike. Mike Cruiser has helped me actually come up with this whole idea from a ParDot side. He's our main actor. We want you to have the data to drive from marketing to sales enablement so you can actually drive your business to new heights. So here's the thing. We've had a lot of time. It's a Christmas time. Here's my offer to all of you guys. We're going to give you our technology away for the next 6 months for marketing and sales enablement to help you actually drive the top of the river. We want to show you the power of data within Salesforce. We believe in it so much. We want you to have the technology. No implementation costs or not. So you can be like Mike and actually rock the top of the river. That's opinion. Thanks for your time. Happy to show you guys some landing pages or video, but ultimately we do what those guys do, but we do it better. We do it on Salesforce. And we have a lot of fun doing it. So rock the river. Cheers, guys.
That's awesome. It's freezing cold in Atlanta, Georgia. So every time I hear the word river, I like need it to be summertime.
We'll get a jacuzzi going for you.
Yeah. I need like a warm river. That's where my mind's at right now. Guys, we have another, I think it's our last random dragon winner. And apparently word on the street is we're picking this winner because of a solid pun. Okay, Jamie Lopez, congrats. I think you won the final dragon for today. And I'm jealous because I don't actually have my own dragon. And so Cruiser's just kind of over here. Yeah, you're bragging a little bit. And I just feel like I need at least one of those. I should have participated in the chat, I guess, to increase my chances. All right, guys, voting is open. I do have a favorite. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I have a favorite. Cruiser, did you have a favorite demo? You don't have to share.
Well, we can't vote.
That's fine.
We can't vote because Sercante is in yeah. I don't have a favorite because they're all awesome. Like I said at the beginning, I've worked with all of these. They're all really great tools. They can really help. Yeah, right. My first fumble of the morning. They can all help bend what ParDot can do. These are the tools that extend ParDot into what we need for our businesses to get things done the way we need to do it. So yeah, I'm excited. They're all great tools.
Yeah, they all really were great tools, and they all do very different things too. And I love that word extendability because that's exactly what these are. Like they take your native and your out of the box functionality between ParDot and Salesforce and ParDot and your website, and they extend it and they increase it. And that's something that the Sercante team loves. And so that's why one of the main reasons why we were like, we must host this demo jam, because we have to show folks all of the ways that they can take what they have and just extend it to make it better. And these are just some examples of how you can do that and really take your marketing strategy and your sales strategy to the next level. So make sure that everybody is voting. I know that the poll is launched. As soon as we are notified of a winner, we're going to announce. There's only going to be one winner today, but guys are all winners. I mean,
if you haven't voted yet, on the chat on the sidebar, there's an extra tab. And it says polls. There should be a little green dot. Click on that. Push your favorite.
What's your favorite?
What's your favorite? Yeah,
Just push it.
push it.
Push it. Just pick one. Which one was your favorite? Who had the best? But hey, I know we only had maybe 2 people go over, but still mad props to everybody for demoing their amazing solutions in 3 minutes. And I know Sean was one of the ones that went over, but in his defense, he's in California. It's not even 8 a.m. and he was like flying through that presentation and with like high energy. I mean, I was like, I would still be like half asleep right now. I mean, Cruiser, you're on Eastern time zone, I believe, and you know you're fumbling through words at 10:30. It's fine.
I fumble through words at any point in the time of the day, though.
Wait, I do too. I can't.
Words hard.
Words are hard. Yes, they are. Let's see how the poll is going. It's going. Are you guys voting? I see votes coming in. That's good. Where are we at? We're picking a winner. Oh my gosh, they said it's very close. I've got results over here. We got some behind the scenes. Very, very close between 3, but we know there can only be 1.
Do we start from 3rd place forward?
Yeah, let's start from 3rd. Go for it, Cruiser.
How about you go 3rd place, I'll go 2nd.
Okay. All right, 3rd place. Form Assembly, Andrea and Brenna.
Nice. 2nd place, Qualified from Sean Whiteley.
Yeah, see, amazing. You went over and you still managed to get 2nd. Just think, maybe some bonus points in there. Maybe people like deducted. All right, 1st place, tiny drum roll happening over here, if you can even hear that. Adam from Sercante, you really just sold everybody with demoing 4 tools today. So guys, that's a wrap for our demo jam. Thank you so much for joining us. Cruiser, any last words that you want to give the folks today?
No, I'm done with the words.
Guys, enjoy your last day of ParDreamin. Join your session. Thank you so much. ParDreamin's been a great amount of fun for all of us this week, and we thank you guys so much for joining us on this last day.